Most of the ladies from the Real Housewives of Atlanta have their own intro on my channel, but Porsha Williams' intro is the longest because most of the conversations and the back and forth have to do with how she got with her now husband. And most of you know the story, but the intro is a perfect way to get into the video. But if you have seen Porsha Williams' intro before, you can fast forward. This is just for the people who wants to sit through it because it is hilarious. I'm just giving you a warning because I do not want to get the, oh my goodness, get to the current content already. This intro is too long. You can always skip the intro and get straight to the current content.
I just feel like, even though you may not be married, it's just some things are just common sense of how to behave around a married couple. Mm-hmm. And for me, I don't even like to stand and look someone's husband eye to eye and carry on more than a 3-minute conversation. Mm-hmm. So when we go to exchange telephone numbers, like I was telling somebody the other day, every type of communication that you have with this couple needs to go through the wife. And you should know that at some point in your life. And if you overstep that boundary, then your intentions were wrong from the beginning.
Porsha wrote a coloring book about wanting to be R. Kelly's main girl despite him having a wife, leaving a woman that was screaming to be let out of R. Kelly's sex cult. She fantasized about her ex-husband being her man when he was in a public relationship with his baby mother. Then she's engaged to a dude whose soon-to-be ex-wife was her co-worker. She met both of them on the show at the same time and started an affair with him. So yeah, journalists are going to ask basic questions and not stroke your ego.
Damn. I'm sorry.
I work for Dish Nation. I am in the world of journalism. So my word
now she's
needs to be...
journalism is...
So you're downplaying my job? This word right here is killing me. What's this?
Reciprocation?
Reciprocity.
Let me see, Porsha.
It's a big... It's
reciprocity?
Reciprocity. No. Look at it. Come look at it. Come look at it.
Give me a minute.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Hot mess, child.
I would like Porsha to spell scepter. No.
It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb.
Somebody wrote it. That's on 265 days a year. What is wrong with that?
Shout the season, man.
Porsha Williams coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. But Porsha Barbadia is in the building. See y'all. Mwah.
Porsha captioned the video, season 16, let's go, peach emoji, hashtag RHOA, are y'all ready, okay, with those emojis. Kenya Moore responded, come on, sweet 16.
Well, I guess Porsha Williams is coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta because
Porsha Barbadia
just filed for divorce, child, and we don't even know if that's truly her real name because you all know I've been reporting about it that the man re-entered this country after being deported due to his criminal past under a fake name and fake identity, got his paperwork under that fake identity, and then decided to file for a citizenship in this country under that fake identity, and that's how he was caught. For those of you who missed that video, I will play everything else at the end. But now let's get into Porsha Williams filing for divorce. Porsha Williams filed for divorce in Atlanta on Thursday from her husband of 15 months, Simon. Like I said, we don't even know if Simon is his real name. Anyways, according to sources, she filed for divorce due to an ongoing matter. Yes, he's been in the news recently because of everything else I just explained earlier. However, this ongoing matter allegedly is unrelated to the news that broke. I am not surprised because I've been saying this in all of my videos on this couple relationship. What I've been saying is that Porsha Williams seeks validation from the public. And as long as nothing publicly embarrassing happens, Porsha was going to stay with that man forever if it meant proving the I told you so people wrong. I said Porsha and her husband will only separate if something publicly happens that is so embarrassing that Porsha is like, you know what, I gotta get out of here. I also said then she's going to come back and play the victim Porsha. She's going to come back crying, and she's going to come back and say, oh, I thought it was this way, but it wasn't. Every single thing I said, however, if nothing publicly embarrassing happens and they still ended up divorcing, it's because he filed. Well, something publicly embarrassing happened. You see, Porsha getting engaged to a married man, me sneaking around with a married man, that's not where I draw the line. Absolutely not. I draw the line because if I stay with you, I will forever be connected to a scammer, a liar, someone with a criminal past, and all of the things that you did just to re-enter this country. And I do not want everything that we are accomplishing to be associated with, oh, he committed credit card fraud and he did this. Absolutely not. Now, of course, whatever private ongoing matter that's, is being alleged, we will hear about it on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Also, you just signed this big deal, okay? And they're like, yep, she's going to come back. She's going to give us her lavish lifestyle. She was just in Dubai with the man, having a great time and all of that before the news broke. Well, if he's not even in this country, if he's currently in Dubai, if he can't be in this country because he's here illegally, okay, and he's probably posting older pictures and whatever the case might be because he's been in Dubai, and me filing for divorce is perfect because then he doesn't really have to film because he's no longer my husband, and to protect whatever else that's going on with his story because there's not much he can talk about since it's a legal ongoing matter. So I get to still keep all of my deals that I just signed, but hey, if I'm filing for divorce, then just go ahead and accept whatever side story I'm about to give you, okay? And it could be I paid for some of those trips. I told you all that Porsha makes enough money to afford the lifestyle that she's currently living with that man. But to prove to the public, look at what I got, look at my life, all because of this man, even if it means she's the one paying for certain trips and doing certain things, if it means she looks amazing on social media and her perfect life looks exactly that way on social media, Porsha will go above and beyond to prove that I told you so people wrong. Like the example I used about the whole engagement ring situation and something, he got me a $750,000 ring with Dennis, and in the moment they didn't work out, she's online talking about it was only $100,000 and I'm not even sure he's worth millions. And let me remind you,
when people were throwing numbers out there, her engagement ring from Dennis, Porsha never corrected them. One of the many headlines, okay, is on the screen right now, and Porsha would hear people say that number to her face, and she would smile and pretend like, absolutely, that's how much he paid and all of that. And then the moment they broke up and she was claiming that she's a single parent and someone corrected her, this was her response. Someone wrote, but isn't he the one who bought you a $750,000 engagement ring? Come on now, he can afford a Rolex because Porsha posted that he was wearing a fake Rolex. Do you really think Porsha would ever say something like that if she was still with Dennis? No, that Rolex would be a real one, and she would continue to smile and live her life. And Porsha responded that her ring was only $100,000. It was never $750,000. When people pressed her more in the comments that she was going around lying about the amount or accepting the amount, that's when she wrote to another person that she did not know until she took her ring to get appraised. Okay? So as long as she's with Simon, they are going to smile through this. They are going to get through this unless she's no longer with him.
That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it, everyone have a past. Simon did these things years ago. Yeah, he lied on his paperwork to become a citizen. I get it, but I love this man. However, I have to protect my name and my asset. And he's going through whatever he's going through. I don't want them coming after me. I don't want them touching my money. I don't want them touching what we've built together. So go ahead, file for divorce, separate yourself from all of that, even though we are still very much together. That could also be the other angle. And like I said, unless she's no longer with him. Now, I'm not saying come on social media and expose your relationship issues. Absolutely not. That's between you and that person. The unless she's no longer with him conversation that I'm having is me saying Porsha will never ever show anyone that they are having issues unless she's no longer with him or something publicly embarrassing happened. So for the people going around, oh, Porsha is so happy. Porsha life is perfect. Look at where Porsha is going. My point was, even if Porsha life wasn't perfect, because no one is perfect, and even if Porsha and Simon were going through issues, you will never know because she will continue to smile through it. You will only know until something publicly embarrassing happened and now she have to basically leave the relationship. Then that's when she will expose everything. So that's what I mean by that. I'm not saying come on social media or to the public and tell them your business. Absolutely not. That's between you and that person. My point is, don't look at social media and think that's reality. For all of the, oh, Vina, please, they're happy, they're this. And my response was always, they will always look happy. It will always be picture perfect until something publicly happened, and I sound like a broken record, and then Porsha will let you all in. Well, I was right. Now she's letting you all in, and we shall see on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we shall see how low she's willing to go. However, we've seen a housewife go through an entire divorce just to remarry the man, okay? So I will believe it when the ink dries. It's 4+ years later, and my girl Kenya Moore is still waiting for the judge to sign off on her divorce, okay? But we knew that one was definitely over based on how he was just so terrible on and off the show. But as far as Porsha and Simon's situation, yeah, we shall see. It could simply be, listen, we're still together behind the scenes, but this is a great storyline. I need to protect myself and whatever else we got going on because, yeah, this is a serious legal matter and I want no parts of it, or she could be really done. All I'm saying is I will believe it when I see it because everything is so convenient. You know what I'm saying? The Real Housewives of Atlanta is about to start filming, and they're probably already filming Porsha's stories because she already announced and confirmed that she's back. But if it ends up where they end up all the way not together, no one is surprised. And not filing over there minding her business and y'all talking about this is a scheme that they both set up and now he's gonna go back to her chat. You know what? This whole story is so messy with how everything happened. And you can't put anything past anybody. So like I said, we shall see. Anyways, for those of you who missed the details of Simon's story and why he got deported and all of that, the entire video link is in the description below, but I can go ahead and include just that part in here for all of you. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
Then when Porsha got with Simon and, we were talking about it, and when I allegedly called Simon a scammer, When I allegedly talked about fraud, I was called a hater, bitter. You're not happy for Porsha and all of that. And come to find out, vindicated, I wasn't wrong. So let's get into these court documents. We're going to address him as Simon. But according to court documents, on August 11, 1982, Simon entered the United States, okay? But he overstayed his visitor visa. Then in 1985, he requested an adjustment to his status, and that adjustment application was denied. He was then declared deportable, which Simon voluntarily departed from the United States on December 28, 1985. He then re-entered the United States in June of 1986, and he overstayed his 6-month visitor visa again. And in September 1987, he was arrested for bank and credit card fraud and pleaded guilty to a felony offense. He was arrested in January 1989 for unauthorized use of a vehicle and again in May 1990 for fraud. Thereafter, the agency began removal proceedings. And this is a simple reaction. No one is celebrating in anyone's demise, okay? Kenya is on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Porsha is coming back with her husband. And this is some tea, okay? So let's continue. My goodness. Again, January 1991, Simon committed another felony offense, credit card fraud. In April 1991, an immigration judge held a hearing and ordered that Simon be deported. On March 4th, 1992, Simon was deported and physically removed from the United States, okay? Before his March 1992 removal, however, on October 24th, 1988, Simon used a different identity to seek temporary resident status under the Special Agricultural Worker Program known as SAW. He also did not include his criminal history on the SAW application. When his SAW application was approved, with these misrepresentations and omission, he was given a registered card as a temporary resident on July 25th, 1991. So for those of you who might be confused about the dates, how was he approved for something in 1988, but then he was going to be deported in March? Let's go back to the very first thing that I read. Simon entered the country in 1982, okay? Then he overstayed his visitor visa. In 1995, he attempted to adjust his status, but it was denied, okay? And then he voluntarily basically left the country because when his application was denied, he was declared deportable. So then he voluntarily left. And then he committed those crimes after he re-entered the United States in June of 1986, okay? He overstayed his visitor visa by 6 months. And then in September 1987, he was arrested for bank and credit card fraud. He pleaded guilty to the felony offense, okay? And he was arrested again in January 1989, okay? So for those of you who are confused, when all of this was going on and his first time getting deported and all of that, when he came back and re-entered, that's when he filed under a fake name and got certain paperwork that he needed. But under his original name, he still had all of these crimes allegedly and all of these things going on. And the only reason why his documents were approved is because he provided fake information. So hopefully you follow me now. Let's continue. So remember, because of his lies and a fake name, he was given a registration card as a temporary resident, okay, on July 25th, 1991, a part of that immigration benefits and program, okay? Well, Simon's status under that program was then automatically converted from temporary to permanent resident status following the waiting period, okay? Simon received his permanent residency card on April 27, 1992, at 26 days after he had been deported under his other undisclosed identity. So for those of you who are looking for tea on Simon, well, if he's going by Simon, but his real name when he committed those crimes wasn't Simon, then that's why you couldn't find the mugshots, the tea, the paperwork, and all of that. And even in this document, they're listing undisclosed. So they're still not listing the name. And Simon felt like, you know what, it worked. So let me go ahead and push my luck and apply to become a citizen. And that's the thing, okay? You can do all of that and it might work for you for a while, but eventually it will catch up with you. So on December 22nd, 2016, when he applied under his second identity, it was denied, okay? Because his temporary resident status was unlawfully granted. On December 31st, 2020, he filed again. And of course, at this point, you know the answer. It was denied again, okay? Simon's last filing is listed March of 2023, less than a year ago, and yeah, a hot mess. So he rushed and got married to Porsha, once again, who is another American citizen, in hopes maybe Porsha Williams, connections and things like that would help his status. But all of the lies and fraud and stealing allegedly and everything that he did to get the money that he now have allegedly, good luck to them. I normally focus on blessings. I don't use the word luck. But in this case, good luck. Now, on the screen, you are witnessing videos and images and different things from Dubai, okay? I'm going to leave these on the screen while I talk real quick. So for those of you who are like, what does that mean, V? Now, thank you so much for reading everything, but what does it mean? Simon is a legal immigrant, okay? And basically, he shouldn't even be in this country. He's only in this country because of using a fake identity. Once again, his recent attempt to basically get rid of this situation was in March of 2023. Okay, so less than a year ago. It's going to be a year next month. So basically, that's possibly the reason why he's been in Dubai a lot and other places, okay? That doesn't mean he can't come back here, but now that the information is out, if he does come back, he could get deported, okay? Dubai is a very beautiful place. Porsha is over there right now having a great time. Most people assumed her husband is a businessman. He's probably out there on business, and I'm sure he's out there on business as well, but he's out there because he had to be out there, okay? Anyways, this right here is a perfect storyline for Simon and Porsha. I mean, Porsha might be somewhat embarrassed because for her, picture perfect, my life is great. That's her MO, but hey, it's out there. All Simon had to say, read the documents. They're talking about 1990 days, 1980, whatever. Do you know how many years ago that was? After all of those years, since when me under the fake name that I use, since when have you heard that I was arrested? What records can you show to prove that I was arrested? So he can go with the whole thing, you know what? I was young, I made some dumb decisions, and now I'm doing things legally.
And he did just that in a part 2 video that I posted. When I posted his response, I have also linked that video in the description below. There's more to this story, but I can definitely see the I didn't know angle being played. I was lied to, I didn't know. But like I said, there's more to the story, but I want to get this part up first, and then I'll be back with more details about why Porsha Williams filed for divorce. I'm wishing all of you well, and take care.
loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.